Enthusiastically back, everyone, to Nigerian Roads, the podcast where we dig into the real stories behind the Nigerian roads and transportation subsector. I'm your host, Emeka.
And I'm Aisha, and today we're here to discuss about something fundamental. Roads. Specifically, rural roads, or more accurately, the lack thereof.
Yeah, and it's not just about a bumpy ride. It's a massive problem that's holding back entire communities. We're talking about Nigeria's rural roads crisis, and honestly, some of the stories we've uncovered are pretty heartbreaking.
Absolutely, Emeka. This is more than just potholes. The article starts with a woman named Hajia Amina in Bauchi State. She wakes up at 4 a.m. every market day.
4 a.m. Just to clarify, that's before most of us have even thought about coffee.
Exactly. And she's not hitting the snooze button. She's facing a 3-hour trek on unpaved, treacherous roads to sell her farm produce. What should be a 1-hour journey becomes 3, especially in the rainy season. Think about that. That's a massive chunk of her day gone, just trying to get to market.
And here's the gut punch. She says half her produce spoils because the journey is so long and difficult. Imagine putting in all that work and then losing half of what you've produced. That's her livelihood, and it's essentially rotting because the road is bad.
It's devastating. And that's not just Hajia. The article says over 60% of Nigeria's rural roads are in poor condition. It's not a small problem, it's widespread, creating this huge divide between urban and rural areas.
That's what really struck me. The article called it a development trap. That's a really strong phrase to use. So the disparity in road quality, they've got 65% of roads paved in urban areas, but only 20% in rural ones. That's a massive difference.
It is, and that means rural communities are basically cut off, right? Limited access to markets, schools, healthcare, the necessities we take for granted. It's not just about selling vegetables, it's about accessing opportunities and essential services.
Right, and it's not like the Nigerian government is blind to this. There's the Rural Access and Mobility Project, RAMP, and they're seeing successes in places.
Yes, this isn't all doom and gloom. The RAMP project in Kaduna State has been a real game changer. Connecting over 500 rural communities to major markets has led to a 45% increase in access to those markets. That's a huge impact.
We're seeing the actual figures here too. Dr. Baye Karibo at the University of Lagos says improving roads cuts transportation costs by up to 40% and increases farm gate prices by 15 to 30%. More money for the farmers means they can buy more, and ultimately it means more food security.
Absolutely, and it's not just economics. The article mentions school attendance increased by 30% in some communities because kids can actually reach schools. And then the maternal health outcomes are improving. A nurse in Enugu State shared how they haven't lost a mother in over a year because women can now reach hospitals in time.
The human impact is incredible. It's so powerful to see how infrastructure, something we often overlook, can have such a profound effect on people's lives. But it makes you wonder why more isn't being done.
That's the billion-dollar question. The article touches on corruption, inadequate funding, and poor maintenance.
And it's not just a federal problem. The article mentions different states are coming up with their own solutions.
It will be encouraging to see some innovation at the state level. It's proof people are trying, but we need a bigger national strategy. As an infrastructure specialist points out, this isn't just about putting down asphalt. It's about connecting people to opportunities. It is about development.
It's a paradigm shift, and the World Bank has the numbers to back this up. For every dollar invested in rural roads, you get up to $4 in economic benefits. It's actually a really smart investment.
It's a no-brainer, really. Given Nigeria's issues with urban migration and regional inequality, it seems like focusing on the rural areas with improved roads would be the smart move.
Totally. You know, at the end of the day, you go back to Hajia Amina, and you know she is just one of millions. She is going to get up again at 4 a.m. for the market, hoping things will change someday. It's a reminder that these aren't just abstract statistics. These are real people dealing with the real hardships on a daily basis.
Exactly, and hopefully by shining a light on this issue and hearing these stories, we can be a part of driving real change. And that last mile, as the article says, it's the most important.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us for another episode of Nigerian Roads. We'll be back next week with another vital conversation.
And in the meantime, please share your thoughts by commenting on our YouTube channel at Mandingo_Hunter. What do you think of Nigeria's road crisis?